everybody. Welcome again to Discovery Health Lifestyle. Tonight I have with me my good friend Penny LaForest, and Penny also has a coaching business called Health, Happiness, and Whole Foods. So Penny is our special guest here tonight, and please remember, we love it when you like our videos. We love it when you share the video. So you're going to get a ton of information out of what we're sharing tonight. Share it, share it, share it, and ask your questions, okay? Hi, Stephanie. Nice to see you there. Please ask questions as we go along because we can answer them. And so tonight is going to focus a lot on Penny, and she does this fantastic gluten-free, dairy-free meal planning thing, okay? And so she and I have had many different conversations, and, we talk about what do I struggle with? What has she struggled with? Hi, Christy. Hi, Mike. Thanks for joining us, guys. What do we struggle with as far as food? I mean, I'm really working on a lifestyle, showing you how to incorporate a good lifestyle, the daily habits. What do we need to do? But you need to know that we all struggle, okay? I need help in meal planning, and I know that you do too. So Penny does a much better job than I do. That's why she's going to be doing a lot of the talking, but I made her condense this, all the work that she does with people into 5 steps. So tonight are highlights, but again, please ask questions so that we can address them. Penny, what do you think? You ready to get started?
I'm ready.
Awesome. So where do we start? Let me show on the screen now. They can see the 5 simple steps in meal planning. We're going to kind of work through that or talk about some of those things. And do you want to start with, why? Why are we talking about this? I mean,
Right.
Who wants to plan their foods? Why would we do that?
Well, a lot of the things that I hear are, I don't have time to cook.
Mm-hmm.
Cooking organic foods is way too expensive, right? So some of the benefits of meal planning are saves you time, a lot of time. You're not planning what you're going to eat in the grocery store.
Oh.
You already have a plan in the grocery store to get food and get out.
Right. You know what you're going to get. You know what you were going to cook, so you've got your list. You get in, you know where those things are, you get them, and you get out. So it saves you time from going in the grocery store and going, well, I don't really feel like eating that right now. And, right? Okay, so definitely saves us time.
Yep. Saves us time, reduces waste.
Okay, how does it reduce waste?
You're not, you're buying what you're going to use.
Okay, yep.
So it's
So
not rotting in the refrigerator or on your countertop. I've done it. You've all done it, right?
Yep.
So it reduces waste, so it saves you more money.
So reducing waste and saving us money because we're being strategic. And so we're planning the whole point here of what we're going to eat. So we buy those foods so we can make those foods. So we didn't buy a lot of things that nobody's going to eat or that nobody likes or that is going to go to waste because we bought too much for the next 5 days or something like that. Do we need to plan out the whole darn month? Because that's overwhelming. I mean, I just told you before we got on, I plan, well, okay, let me even take that back. I'm not good at planning it. I'm in the grocery store and I think, what do I need for a meal tomorrow? Or a meal, tonight, something like that. And I need to get better at that.
Right. So, and it also reduces that stress.
Okay.
Hey, Mom, what's for dinner?
Yeah.
No,
I don't
I
know.
haven't thought about it yet. Oh my God, it's 4:00.
Yeah.
Right?
And I haven't even started.
So we're having probably
Pizza.
not a very good meal.
Again. Yeah. Not a very good meal. Exactly. Or let me just throw in there because my husband Tim and I have had this conversation, and I'm trying to break him of this habit to stop asking the kids what they want. Oh, we talked about that too. Well, don't go around and ask everybody what they want, because they're not exactly going to choose, the chicken stir fry with lots of broccoli and cauliflower that we had tonight and went over very, very well. Everybody ate that. I did it on some rice, but we had tons of vegetables and some chopped up organic rotisserie chicken. So that was fantastic. Went over well. Again, that's the important thing. But I didn't go around asking what everybody wants, because when they do that, they choose crappy, or everybody chooses something different. And then you're making 5 meals. Well, I made this for that person and that for that person and that for that person. And then you did not get ahead. And, one of the other benefits that we listed was it improves the quality of food for you and your family.
Right.
Hey, Tony.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Moms wear many hats, and one of them is to make sure that their family is healthy.
Right.
You're feeding them healthy foods, right?
Yep.
Don't ask your children. They're not going to pick spinach and artichokes and
And
Brussels sprouts.
Right.
They're not going to.
Right.
Right? And they're not all going to do it on the same night. So
right.
Give yourself some stress and just figure out what you're going to make for dinner. Right?
Mason said to me the other night, he's like, Mom, who would eat Brussels sprouts?
Oh my gosh.
Because I had made it in something with a crock pot. He's like, who would eat that? I'm like, you, buddy. You would eat that. And he did eat it. It was very good. But he's like, really? No, not going to eat Brussels sprouts. I'm like, but he did.
Right.
Okay. Tell me.
It also lets you eat real food.
Yeah.
You're eating not Frankenfoods. I call them Frankenfoods because they look like Frankenfurters.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, you want to be able to eat real food. And that if you have health goals, it's almost crucial that you meal plan.
You bet.
Keep yourself on track. If you have food sensitivities, food allergies, it's critical in the beginning until you learn how to work with these foods that you have a plan.
You bet.
That was my salvation when I got my sensitivities done.
Okay.
I have food to eat. I have food to eat. I have food to eat. And
that's a great point. Everybody says, there's nothing to eat. So being strategic and planning it out makes it so much easier. I have to say hello to Tatum and Bonnie. And Tatum says when she asks her kids what do they want, they ask for sushi.
Oh,
but that also opens up the door. Well, and actually I got a text today from one of my sons who said, Mom, we should go get Taco Bell today. No, we're having chicken stir fry and we're not having Taco Bell. But, they want to ask every now and then, maybe she'll say yes, but going out to eat that costs a lot of money. Yes, it's easier, but if you don't start planning, guess what? I got nothing in the fridge. You are going to be going out to eat, or you are going to be driving down to Taco Bell because you've got nothing else. So think about that.
Yeah. Eating real food, and another thing with food allergies is it's very important to rotate your foods. And until I started making a plan, I was eating chicken every single night.
Yeah.
I was eating, ketchup every single night. I was eating,
because those were
that until I saw it on a piece of paper.
You bet, because those were things that you knew. You were still living in your comfort zone. You had some of those things taken away, and now you're like, I can eat 5 foods, and that's it. So I gotta have that. And that's not true, people. Any of you who are wanting to get your foods tested, your food allergies or food reactions tested, it opens up your world. Maria says she made this keto Brussels sprout recipe tonight. Way to go, Maria. Brussels sprouts are not on the top of my list of a vegetable that I like. But if there's a good recipe, just like I got my son to eat it, well then, okay, that's doable, and otherwise I would never put Brussels sprouts on my list to go to the grocery store because I don't like them. But you have a recipe, and now you got to make sure you've got the things in your recipe, and you make it or put it in your crock pot, whatever, and like, oh, yay, I have this great meal.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So, step one, those are the benefits.
Yep.
So step one would be, I have on there, get a template. And what I mean by that is to write it down.
Okay.
I don't care what it looks like. And I was telling Kelly earlier, the first thing when I first got my food allergies done, and I was this woman that was just crazy, trying to figure out what I was going to eat. The only calendar I had was one of those free Fleet Farm calendars, and I was writing on that what I was eating, and what I was going to eat. That was my template. So it can be anything.
Yeah.
A piece of paper with BLD, breakfast, lunch, and dinner on it, and figure that out. Figure out what that looks like. Don't get caught up in that, because that will evolve over time. And I'll show you later what I use.
Okay.
Now. This is what I used before. I used a Fleet Farm calendar.
So one thing I heard you say is don't make it too complicated. Use something that's convenient for you as you get started. Make it in front of you and write it down because you're more likely to do it instead of just, because how many of you do this? Oh, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And you go through it all in your brain and then it's tomorrow and you didn't do any of it because you forgot. I've done that. And you think, did I do that? Or didn't I do that? It kind of feels like I did that because I thought about it a lot. But if you've got your list in front of you, written out on paper, use your iPhone or, your Android, whatever, phone that you use. I don't like making lists in my phone. I'd rather write it on paper, but make it easy. It doesn't have to be complicated. And whatever works for you, that's where you want to start. So write it down.
Right. This is your system. This is your system, and I'm here to tell you that it will evolve. Even like next month's menu plan will evolve from what you started with. So
sure.
Don't worry about where you are right now. Just do it. Just make it messy and just do it.
Yeah. Hey, and anybody who's writing down what they had tonight, in the comments, and a lot of you, except Rhonda admitted she didn't eat very well. It's okay, Rhonda. That's why we're doing this. We all have nights where we don't know what to make, and then we eat something that we knew we could have chosen better. But everybody who wrote down some really good things, can you put your recipe out there? Because just like I said, you know what? I think I've got one Brussels sprout recipe that I like. And I modified it. I added chicken to it. So now I got 2 Brussels sprout recipes. But a lot of you told me you like Brussels sprouts and asparagus, and put some of your recipes, just put them in the comments, because everybody else who's watching can then start to make the recipe or whatever you threw together that you said is really good. And if we start helping each other and sharing, it makes it so much easier. So.
Great idea. Great idea.
All right, number 2.
Okay, so number 2. What do I make? So start with what you've been feeding your family, okay? So start with your core recipes: spaghetti, chili. I'm just throwing mine out there.
Okay.
Salads. We eat a lot of chicken salads, and we eat a lot of taco salads.
Okay.
Whatever your family eats, don't disrupt all this all at once.
We don't all have to make eggplant every day now.
Right.
Because that's going to get tossed in my house. And I don't even think the dogs will eat it. Don't get me wrong, eggplant is really good for you. It's a purple food, but I'm telling you, that's one that I know my children are not going to eat. I try to get them to eat a lot of things, but
yeah,
okay.
for sure.
So start with some things we're familiar with.
Start with what's working, okay?
Okay.
Don't mess it up too bad right now. Just start with what's working and start with what you have. Okay, so I have 2 freezers in my basement. I have a meat freezer and I have a vegetable freezer.
Okay.
I have a lot of food down there.
Good.
But for some reason, I feel the need to go to the grocery store
And
every
get more.
2 weeks and get more. And that's not really serving me very well. So
Okay.
we have since modified that and tweaked it a little bit where we are emptying out the freezers before we fill them back up.
Okay.
But
it's a hard one. And you know why? That's hard for me too. Although it sounds like I'm a little better than you've been from the freezer, but I do have 2 freezers as well. And we keep a lot of vegetables in one and the other one is pretty much a meat one. But when I go to Costco, like I did earlier this week, they had a whole bunch of good products, organic products, and they go up and down with their products, right? So then when you find one and you're like, ooh, they have it. I don't need it. I've got a bag or 2 in the freezer. But the next time I come, it might not be here. So we buy it anyway because that's happened to us so many times. Like, oh, really? They got rid of it? Where did it go? That was great. It was an organic whatever. And you never know when it's going to come back. But that contributes to that problem.
Yes. We have given up buying the big bulk bags of vegetables.
Oh, we do that.
You do that, but you have young children.
Yeah.
We have each other. So, yes, so it's going to hopefully get down to 1 freezer, one side meat, one side vegetables.
Got it.
We'll be good.
Okay. So one thing I want to add to starting with their core meals, which is good and a great place, but let's think about the spaghetti example.
Yeah.
Choose better. Choose a better spaghetti sauce. Organic, made with organic tomatoes, no high fructose corn syrup, using gluten-free noodles or black bean noodles, which my children will not eat because they're like, that looks like worms or something, because the noodles are black and they cannot get over that. So we use rice noodles for them, but just a little plug, and we're not talking a lot about this tonight, but substitute with better ingredients on those things that you're used to making. Okay?
Right. And to add to that, if you have not tried zucchini noodles, please at least try them.
Yep.
They might not appeal to you in your head, but I can't guarantee you, but I'll bet you they're going to be better than what you think they are.
Yeah, because they taste like nothing. Spaghetti noodles taste like nothing. So it's the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Spaghetti squash, try it. It works for a noodle.
Yeah.
I'm not a big pasta lover, so I'm not one to plug a noodle, but start with your meals. People with food allergies, that's tough. It's tough anyway, but it's not that hard.
Yeah.
Like I said, if your family is eating pasta and you have a gluten allergy, you can do the gluten-free pasta. Your whole family can do gluten-free pasta.
Yep.
Not unheard of. Okay? Your whole family can do zoodles, too, for a new meal. Okay?
Right.
So don't be afraid to
try.
Yeah, don't be afraid to try. And you know what? Cooking 2 meals, that's something that just would not happen in my house. If one person can't have it, we don't either have it or we alter it a little bit. So
Perfect.
That's something how our family operates.
Have a place to keep your recipes.
Yes, place to keep your recipes. I have a binder for the ones that we eat all the time, the things that we liked. And I have my Pinterest account or my Yumly account or...
What was that second one?
Yumly.
Oh, I've never used that. I don't know what that is.
It's yummly.com. It's kind of like Pinterest.
Okay. And it's all recipes?
Yep, it's all food.
Okay.
It's all food. So those are the meals that I haven't tried yet.
Okay.
So whatever works for you. But I will tell you this, keep a record of what you're cooking. Whether it's in a journal, if you're going to keep the Fleet Farm calendar that you started, but keep it because you're going to look back on it for ideas.
Oh, okay. So you can
ideas.
repeat a week or
Yes.
something.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know what to make. That happens when you're meal planning too. You don't know what to make.
Yeah.
Okay. And you just need some inspiration, and those are inspiration for you for later.
Okay.
Anything else I was going to say about that?
I have a 1-inch binder that I go to Google all the time when I'm looking for a recipe, and then I print off the recipe, and then I make it, and then it goes into my binder. I actually need to go through my binder because there are ones in there that didn't turn out, and they're still in the binder. But so I need to get those taken out, or like I have several chili recipes in there, but every time I go to one, not the other one. So I need to clean it up a bit, but I'm a person who, I Google it and I print it and then it goes in the binder, and I essentially use my binder. And I have this great, I have a whole bunch of cookbooks that are up in the cupboard, but I use one cookbook that's by my blue binder. Those are the only two things that I use and pull out. And that one book is, all about gluten-free recipes. But I love, the pancake recipe in there, the meatloaf recipe in there, the lasagna recipe in there, and it's all gluten-free. And, so those are actually just two things that I use.
That's another good point, Kelly. And that kind of, if everybody would put a picture of the cookbook that they use.
Oh, yeah, that's a great idea.
Cookbook. Throw that in the comments too, because I don't know. I love looking through cookbooks. So
cool. So I'll definitely take a picture of mine and post it there.
Awesome. Good. I'll take a picture of my cookbook and post it there.
Awesome. Okay. Number 4 is going grocery shopping. Well, we all know how to do that, right?
Sure. Okay. What's a PLU number?
Well, it's that number.
Right, it's that number they scan.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know that number will tell you if it's organic or if it's GMO or if it's conventional?
Yeah.
It will. It will. It will tell you that. So, what do I buy? That's what I do. What do I buy? What do you need? Well, that's where your list comes in. Don't forget to add in your snacks, your healthy snacks. You're focused on your meal planning. That's great. But we're all going to need healthy snacks, especially if you have kids at home,
Mm-hmm.
those raw nuts, though, whatever they're going to, snack on.
Mm-hmm.
What else to buy? Yeah, it takes out the wandering the aisles.
Yeah. You do not. You don't want to be wandering. Okay, so this, since I've been working at home, and I'm hearing myself echo now with you, Penny. Do you hear that? Anyways, I've been working from home now, and so Tim and I get to go to the grocery store together, which is awesome because I use the self-checkout lane, and now I have my very own packer. And that is awesome because he does a really good job packing, and when he's not with me, I'm like, crap. I hate not having him there. But my point is, he's like, da, 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 da. I'm like, seriously? We go here, we go here, we go there. Where are you going? You've got the cart. We make a right-hand turn right here because we need this at the end of this aisle. Where are you going? I have no idea who you are shopping for because that's not where our stuff is. So I'm training him to know we go down this aisle, we go this way, we get over there because we need that, and then we're coming up the natural section, we go on those 2 aisles, bam, we're out of the grocery store.
Yep, that's how we do it too.
Yeah, and it goes so much faster.
Organic meat and over to the organic area.
Yeah. So I always park on the one side of Woodman, so I start in the organic vegetables and work my way around, and then I swing back, go through the far self-checkout, out of there. But I had to tell him, he was like not parking in the spots where I park either. I'm like, where are you going? This is right by the checkout. And this is, nobody likes over on this side. That's why we go on this side. We got to be in and out of the grocery store. Otherwise, you're going to buy crap. And do not go when you're hungry.
Right on.
Because you'll buy crap. You'll get all these snacky things that, okay, it's not that bad for me. I've done it too. Don't go to the grocery store when you're hungry. You have a plan.
Go to Taco Bell before you go to
Woodman. Yeah.
Okay. So grocery shopping. Yes, there's a whole, people that, the whole dairy thing, and they have the raw cheeses in there, and they have, there's a lot of food there, and everything, most everything, not 99, not 100%, but most everything that we eat from there.
From Woodman's?
One of the cheapest, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one of the cheapest places to go. Once in a great while we go to festival, but for the most part we go to Woodman's. But a lot of people doesn't like it. It's too big.
Yeah.
The floor, they don't like the floor.
Yeah.
Makes their carts rattle.
Yeah.
But it's got the best amount of organic produce that I buy.
So Stephanie commented that your grocery store training tour is a tremendous help. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that, or even, if you remember what you did with Stephanie?
Oh gosh, that was a long time ago, Steph. This is the I know it's backwards, but let's go
it's not backwards.
Okay. Nope. It takes you through the produce aisle. It shows you what the PLU numbers mean, how to tell, they have those big signs that say organic, right? Are they really organic? Well, you can tell by that number, okay? That number will tell you that it's organic. We talk about, you don't have to have romaine with every salad.
Okay.
You can have spinach. They have power greens. They have all these great things that you can put in a salad besides romaine and iceberg lettuce.
Okay.
So we get through that, and we go to the organic meats. And I explain a little bit about that. Let me back up into produce a little bit. The number one question I get is, do you buy everything organic? Nope, I don't. There's some things that I don't. My budget won't allow me to pay $6 for a red pepper. Okay? But I can show you how to clean it. So, I buy them now, but in the beginning I did not.
Okay. And the EWG, Environmental Working Group, EWG.com, if you're not familiar with that, it gives you the Clean 15 and Dirty Dozen. So the Dirty Dozen food, never buy those not organic. Apples, strawberries, always top the list, always have the most pesticides and chemicals. If you only can buy strawberries that are not organic, pass on. Do not buy them. They are toxic to you. So EWG.com will help guide you of what's okay to not buy organic.
Mm-hmm. So we go through the meat. We talk about, grass-fed beef, grass-finished beef, the organic chicken they have. We go in aisles 21, 22. Those are the organic sections and the freezer sections. And a lot of great questions come out of that tour. As soon as you see something, I usually get this. Do you have dairy? No, I can't eat dairy. Well, then why are you eating yogurt? Oh, try this coconut yogurt because it's really good. But watch the sugar content in it. Okay?
Yep.
So things like that happen during the tour.
So Vicky is asking, is this a class that is offered through Penny? You want to comment on that?
Yep, I can actually just get a hold of me.
How would she do that?
How would I do that?
Yeah, how would Vicky do that? Get a hold of you. What should she do if she wants to talk to you?
You can go to Coach Penny at pennylaforest.com, and I'll post that in the comments
when we're done. Perfect.
And then, yes, we just get a hold of you, or you get a hold of me, and we set up a time and we go do it.
Awesome.
It's great if we can get a couple people together to go do it.
Okay.
2 reasons. It's more cost effective, and it is a lot more questions come out.
Okay.
With more people.
Good idea. So if you've got a friend or know some other people who really need to take a grocery tour, or, you know, when you go to Penny's website or have a conversation with her, you can also talk to her about other services that she offers and works with people on.
Yep.
Okay, so that was grocery shopping. And how about meal prep, step 5?
Right. So meal prep. If you have children in your house, they can learn how to chop. Now, this is age appropriate, of course. They can learn how to chop peppers or whatever you're making for they can learn how to brown meat. They can start the crock pot for you. They can involve them in the kitchen, because the more you involve them, now I'm not saying ask them what they want for dinner.
Yeah.
I'm having you have them.
Give them a job.
Give them a job, yes.
Okay.
Have them help you. If it's to, do dishes, usually the younger kids love to do dishes because they get to play with the bubbles and they can be all fun. So have them help you. Don't make it stressful, because it's not worth it. I mean, if they're bucking you on it, say, this is what we do to get this. If they like chili, let's make chili.
Yeah, let me teach you how to make chili.
Yeah. I was never taught in the kitchen.
Yeah,
so
me neither.
It's so good to have your children in the kitchen with you. My grandchildren love to be in my kitchen.
I bet.
We're chopping and we're browning and we're cooking and we're boiling. Yes.
And you're doing them a great service. Yeah. Just, to learn how to do that and function around. And, I was never taught either. And so I'm just, I teach myself. I did take a home ec course in high school. I learned how to make cream puffs. I remember that, but I was impressed. Yeah. All of my boys all took some courses in high school too, or in junior high, and they came home and they made some things on the stove too. Like my son Max, he's like, Mom, I'm going to make an omelet. I'm like, you are? And we had omelets for supper, because he wanted to show us how he did that. And this was he just loved how he learned to do it. And, yeah.
You're so proud.
Yeah, that was a great, great skill. I want to ask a question that was in the comments. If you can't get organic berries or fruit, does soaking in vinegar water help wash off the bad toxins, or is it soaked into the fruit? What do you think about that?
I personally think it's soaked into the fruit.
Mm-hmm. I do too.
The thin peeling on it.
Yep.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
Ellie's right. You can't afford organic. Boy, I don't want to tell you not to buy berries, but oh my gosh, it's so important to buy
the berries organic. And my big frustration with the berries is that, especially this time of year, if I don't let my kids devour them as soon as I bring them home, they're moldy. And that really makes me mad. But, we used to ration, be like, Matthew, stop eating all of the raspberries. Now we're like, here, please eat all the raspberries or they're going to go bad. At least somebody got to eat them. But in those types of fruits, the berries, I don't think you can't wash those toxins off of those. So you're better off just not buying them or choosing frozen, buying some frozen, a big bag of frozen, organic blueberries that are going in smoothies or on something else or, something like that. But yeah.
That's a great point. If you buy them frozen, you don't have to worry about them rotting.
Right.
Because that's one thing is when you buy organic berries, they're going to rot. They're going to rot fast.
Yeah.
Because as soon as they're picked off of the bush, that's when they start to decline.
Yep.
And it's a while since they gotten picked, since you get them. So.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
So yeah.
Well, think about whatever other thoughts that you have, Penny. It's already 5 minutes after 9, so we're going to start to wrap it up. Rhonda says, yes, raspberries go bad fast. Very frustrating. Raspberries are very fragile. Absolutely. I have that problem all the time. But if you can, Penny, anything to recap or something that you think we didn't talk about, if there's any other questions, please ask them now before we finish up.
One more thing that I didn't work into this that I thought of later was another thing to take into consideration about meal planning is the weather.
Why?
Why? Because you can be outside grilling.
Oh, okay.
You know, and I know people grill all the time in the winter.
Yeah.
You know, but some people don't like to do it that way.
Sure.
So that's another thing, or a picnic, or things like that. So in the summertime, you know, if rain, all that. I know our weather changes quite fast here, but that's just another thing to put in there. And I had a question earlier about what do I use? So one of the things that I use for meal planning is this, and I'm going to hold it up to the screen close.
Okay, move it a little bit over to your left. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yep, good. Coach Penny's 28-day healthy meal plan.
Yep. And I'm going to kind of go through it very fast, but it's pretty much color-coded. Here's the menu. There's 4 weeks in here. Here's the menu. It's a 7-day dinner menu. And then they're all color-coded. So we have orange and yellow and blue and green.
Okay.
So those are what goes on my refrigerator to let my husband know, or me know, to prep. Here's what we're eating. Here's what needs to be prepped.
Okay.
So here's the recipes that are color-coded with those menus. And then here is the shopping list. Here's the shopping list. So it is literally take it out of the binder, take a shopping list, and go to the store.
Awesome.
That's why you need to save your recipes. You need to save your recipes and your meal plans so that you know you can do this too. Or you can buy it from me. But it's up to you.
Okay. Stephanie's asking, can you give her any good websites with clean meal ideas and recipes that, are also allergy friendly?
So like on Pinterest, you can put in, gluten-free, dairy-free, sugar-free,
Sure.
whatever free. You can put that in and it will generate some recipes.
The Minimalist Baker, I think that's what it is one that a friend of mine had shared with me, and they've got some really good recipes there that are very healthy. She tries to keep it down to 5 ingredients, so that really minimizes the allergy risk, or easy to substitute then too.
Mama's Mama is another good website.
Sure. Does she have a lot of recipes there? I don't go to her website a lot.
She's got a lot of remedies and colds and salves and
yeah, she's got all kinds of stuff. Christy asks, is it true cutting an onion and putting it in the refrigerator and using the next day is toxic? Onions will absorb things out of their environment. So Christy, if you're not sealing that onion, putting it in an airtight container, yes, it's technically bad the next day. And even from that perspective, I read in an article, and actually I've been doing, because of that very premise, while all these viruses and colds and things are going around, I've been cutting onions, and I've got one sitting out in my kitchen and one sitting over on the table, and one in the bedroom. So if there are any bad germs and things floating around, if anything's going to catch it, that onion might catch it. And of course, we're not going to eat it and just kind of let it dry out, and I'm going to throw it away. I have nothing to prove that that works. I read it somewhere and I thought, I'm totally doing that. That's so easy. An onion definitely absorbs things right out of the environment. So I hope it's catching a lot of viruses in my house.
My grandma used to put onions in our socks.
Yeah, I've heard that too. Okay, guys. Well, I want to thank everybody for being here. Don't forget to share the video. Please share it so other people can get this information. We'll post, remember, post your cookbook. Penny and I will get our cookbooks out there as well. And then, Penny, where can they contact you again if they're interested in learning more from you?
coachpenny@pennylaforest.com.
Excellent. Awesome. Penny, thanks so much for joining me. This was great. You did a fantastic job. I appreciate you being here and being my friend. And again, Penny's a great cook. I use her a lot for what her specialty, and so you should too. So everybody have a great rest of your night, and I hope you have a great rest of your week. Good night.